I'm 16, sitting in the driver's seat for the first time. Palms sweating so bad the steering wheel feels slippery. Normal Sunday morning, right? Wrong. That day, my father didn't just teach me how to drive. He broke my heart into a million pieces. And then rebuilt it stronger than ever. And it all started with one sentence I will never forget as long as I live. Hey, family. Welcome back to the channel where we tell real, raw, soul-crushing stories that make you cry in the best way possible. If you're new here, smash that subscribe button, turn on notifications, drop a like, and comment on the city you're watching from right now. It helps us more than you know. Now, let me take you back to that morning. The car was an old silver Honda Civic. Dents on the side, coffee stains on the seats, and that familiar smell of my dad's cologne mixed with engine oil. Sunlight was pouring through the windshield. Birds chirping, the neighborhood still sleeping. I thought it was just another boring lesson. Parallel parking. 3-point turns, maybe he'll yell if I go over a curb. Standard teenage stuff. But the second I shifted into drive, I felt it. Something was off. Dad wasn't looking at the road. He was looking at me. Not the usual eyes on the road. Beta, look. This was deeper. Like he was memorizing my face. I eased out of the driveway. Tires crunching on gravel. Heart beating louder than the engine. First turn on 2. Maple Street. Perfect. I was proud of myself. Then he spoke. Not about mirrors. Not about speed. He said, Mia, do you know why I never let anyone else teach you how to drive? I laughed nervously. Because you're cheap? He smiled, but it didn't reach his eyes. No, because of some lessons only a father can give. My stomach dropped. I slowed down at the stop sign longer than I needed to. Dad, you're scaring me. He placed his hand on mine on the gear stick. His hand was warm. Trembling. My father never trembles. I've been waiting for the day you were ready to hear this, he said. Voice barely above a whisper, and I think today is that day. I pulled over immediately, hands shaking. The engine is still running. The world is spinning. What is it? I asked, terrified of the answer. He looked out the window. Eyes glassy. I'm sick. Mia. Really sick. Doctors found a tumor 6 months ago. The air left my lungs. Everything went silent. I couldn't breathe. I couldn't think, couldn't speak. He kept talking, but I only caught pieces. Aggressive. Treatment starting next week. Didn't want to scare you. Needed you strong first. I finally found my voice. Why? Why are you telling me this now? In the car? He turned to me, tears rolling down his cheeks. First time I'd ever seen my father cry. Because I need you to learn how to drive through life. Even when I'm not in the passenger seat anymore. I broke. Full ugly cry. Sobbing so hard the windows fogged up. He pulled me into his chest. Hugging me over the console like when I was 5. That's when he whispered the line that destroyed me completely. I'm teaching you how to drive because one day very soon, you're going to have to go on without me, and I need to know you'll be okay. I couldn't stop crying, couldn't stop shaking. The boy who fixed my bicycle, who scared away monsters under my bed, who carried me when I fell asleep on the couch, he was telling me goodbye. In a beat-up Honda on a random Sunday morning. But he wasn't done. He pulled back, wiped my tears with his sleeve, and said, but today isn't about goodbye. Today is about showing you how strong you really are. Now put the car in drive. We're not done yet. I couldn't even see the road through tears, but I did it because he asked me to, and because deep down, I knew this was the last gift he was trying to give me. Little did I know, the real heartbreak was still coming. I don't know how I managed to put the car back into drive. My eyes were swollen. Tears kept coming. The road looked like it was underwater, but Dad's voice cut through the storm inside my head. Keep going. Mia, 1 block at a time. That's all life ever asks. So I drove slowly hands at 10 and 2 like he taught me. Weeks ago, every turn felt heavier than the last. Every breath hurts. He didn't push me to talk. He just sat there, watching the familiar streets roll by, the same streets he'd driven me to school on, to soccer practice, to my first heartbreak at the ice cream shop when that boy ghosted me. All those memories flooded in now, crashing against the terrifying new reality. After 10 silent minutes, he finally spoke again. You're angry. I can feel it. I gripped the wheel tighter. I'm not angry. I'm terrified. That's okay. Terror is honest. Anger usually hides behind it. I glanced at him. How can you be so calm right now? He gave a small, sad laugh. I've had 6 months to practice being calm. 6 months of scans, biopsies, sleepless nights. 6 months of deciding when and how to break my little girl's heart. My voice cracked. You should have told me sooner. Maybe, but I watched you, Mia. You were stressed about exams, college applications, friends. I didn't want to add this weight until you were strong enough to carry it. I pulled into the empty park at the end of our subdivision, the one with the rusty swings and the pond where we used to feed ducks when I was little. I put the car in, park, and turned to him. Am I strong enough now? He looked at me for a long time. Really looked like he was searching for the answer in my eyes. You're stronger than I ever was at your age. You've always been a fighter. Even when you were born 2 months early, barely 2 pounds. The doctor said prepare for the worst. But you opened your tiny fist and grabbed my finger like you were saying, not today. You've been grabbing life by the finger ever since. I started crying again. Quieter this time. Deeper. He reached into the glove compartment and pulled out a small envelope. My name was written on it in his neat handwriting. I wrote this the day we got the diagnosis. I update it every month. Things I want you to know if I don't get to say them in person. I couldn't open it. Not yet. My hands were shaking too hard. He gently placed it in my lap. No pressure. Read it when you're ready. Or never. It's yours either way. We sat there in silence, watching a family of ducks waddle across the grass, a little kid chasing them, laughing. Life going on like nothing had shattered. 5 miles away, then he said the thing that completely floored me. There's something else. Mia, something I've never told anyone. Not even your mother. My breath caught. I wasn't sure I could handle one more bomb. He stared at his hands. When I was 19, my father, your grandfather, died in a car accident. A drunk driver ran a red light. I was supposed to be in that car with him. We'd argue that morning. Stupid fight about college. I told him I wasn't going to the hardware store with him. He left angry. 2 hours later, he was gone. His voice broke. I've carried that guilt for 30 years. Every single day. Wondering if I'd gone with him, maybe I could have seen the other car, warned him something. He looked up at me, eyes red. That's why these driving lessons mean everything to me. Not because of the car. Because I need you to know, really know, that life is fragile. The roads can change in a second. That the people we love can be taken without warning. And the only thing we control is how we love them while they're here. I was speechless. All these years, I thought he was just an overprotective dad who didn't trust driving instructors, but it was so much deeper. He took my hand. Again, I don't want you to live in fear. I want you to live aware of how precious every ordinary morning is. Every dumb argument. Every hug you almost skip because you're running late. I nodded, my throat burning. Then he smiled through the tears. Now start the car. We're going somewhere special. There's one more thing I need to show you before this lesson ends. My heart raced. Where? What could possibly come next? I wiped my face with the sleeve of my hoodie, started the engine again, and pulled out of the park. Dad gave me directions without explaining where we were going. Just turn left at the light. Stay in this lane. Take the next exit. My mind was racing faster than the car. Where was he taking me? Why now? What could possibly be left to say after dropping 2 life-altering bombs in one morning? We left our suburb behind. Houses turned into fields. Fields turned into winding country roads, lined with tall pines, the kind of roads we used to drive when I was little. When he'd play old songs and I'd fall asleep against the window. I hadn't been out here in years. 20 minutes later, he pointed to a small dirt turnout overlooking a quiet lake, the same lake he used to bring me to for fishing when Mom worked weekends. I parked, killed the engine, and we sat in silence listening to the water lap. Against the rocks below. He finally spoke. This is where I came the day we got the diagnosis. Sat right here for hours. Cried until I couldn't anymore. Then I made a decision. I turned to him. What decision? That I wasn't going to spend whatever time I had left being afraid. I was going to spend it making sure you knew exactly how much you're loved. Not just in words, in memories. In moments like this. He reached into the back seat and pulled out a worn shoebox. I'd never seen before. I placed it on my lap. It was heavy. Open it. I lifted the lid with shaking hands. Inside were hundreds of Polaroids. Ticket stubs, birthday cards, hospital bracelets, my entire life in photographs and little keepsakes. On top was a stack of letters. Each envelope dated with a year. He explained softly, 1 letter for every birthday until you're 30. I started writing them the day you turned 1. Funny stories, advice, things I was proud of, things I wished I'd done better. One added a new one every year. After the diagnosis, I finished the rest in a week. I pulled out the letter marked 16. My hands trembled so badly I could barely open it. He stopped me. Not yet. There's something here you need to see first. He dug deeper into the box and pulled out a small, faded photo. A young man in army fatigues. Arms around a beautiful woman holding a newborn baby. I'd never seen this picture before. That's me and your mom. The day you were born. You were so small, they let me hold you in the NICU wearing gloves. Look at the back. I flipped it over. In his handwriting. Day 1, she's perfect. I promise to be the father I never had. Whatever it takes. Tears spilled again. I couldn't stop them anymore. He kept talking, voice thick. My own dad wasn't around much. Worked 2 jobs, drank too much when he was home. I swore I'd never be like that. That I'd show up for every game, every school play, every nightmare. And I tried. God, I tried. But there were still moments I missed. Moments I beat myself up over. This box, it's proof I was here. That I saw you. That I loved you bigger than any mistake. I clutched the photo to my chest. You were the best dad. You are the best dad. He smiled through tears. That's all I ever wanted to hear. Then he dropped the deepest cut yet. I brought you here because this is where I want my ashes scattered. If it comes to that, your mom knows. But I needed you to see it. To know it's beautiful, peaceful, that is okay. I lost it completely, sobbing so hard my whole body shook. He held me like he did when I was small, rocking gently, whispering, "I've got you," over and over, after what felt like forever. I pulled back. I can't do this without you. He cupped my face in his hands. You won't have to. Not really. Every time you make a hard choice, I'll be there. Every time you laugh at something stupid, I'll be laughing too. Every time you parallel park perfectly, especially that, I'll be cheering louder than anyone. I laughed through the tears. He laughed too. And for a moment, everything felt almost normal. Then he said, "One more thing. Start the car." We're not done driving today. My stomach flipped again. There was more. I wiped my eyes one last time, took a deep breath, and shifted into drive. The engine hummed softly, like it knew this was sacred ground. Where are we going now, Dad? I asked, my voice still shaky. He smiled, that real smile that crinkled the corners of his eyes. The one I'd seen a million times, but suddenly felt like I was seeing for the first time. Home, Beta. But not the fast way. Take the long road. The one we always took when you were little, with the ice cream stop at the end. I nodded, pulling back onto the winding country road. The sun was higher now, warming the car, drying the tears on our faces. We didn't talk much at first. Just the radio playing low, his old favorites. The ones he'd sing off-key to make me laugh. After a while, he reached over and turned it off. Mia, he said gently, I need you to promise me something. Anything. I'd promise him the world right then. Promise me you'll keep driving. Not just the car life. When it gets hard, when the road feels too steep or too dark, you'll keep going. One block at a time, like I told you. You'll make mistakes, you'll stall out sometimes, but you'll get back in the driver's seat. I swallowed hard. I promise. And promise me you'll open that envelope when you're ready. And the letters in the box won every birthday. Even if I'm not here to hand them to you. Tears welled up again, but I blinked them back. I promise. He squeezed my hand. Good girl. And one more thing, the most important, I glanced at him. Love big, Mia. Laugh loud. Love fiercely. Don't waste a single ordinary Sunday morning. Chase your dreams, even the scary ones. Fall in love, get your heart broken, fix it again, travel, eat too much ice cream. Call your mom every day. And when you have kids one day, teach them yourself. Pass it all on. We pulled into the old ice cream shop just as he finished. The same one with the chipped red benches and the bell that jingled when you walked in. We sat outside with our cones chocolate for him, strawberry for me, just like always. He told funny stories from when I was little, making me laugh until my sides hurt. We took selfies, goofy ones where we stuck out our tongues covered in ice cream dot, and for those 20 minutes, it felt like nothing had changed, like we had forever. When we finally drove home, the neighborhood was awake, kids playing, lawns being mowed. Normal life. I parked perfectly in the driveway, straight as an arrow. Dad looked at me, eyes shining with pride. See? Told you you were strong. I turned off the engine and hugged him one last time that day, holding on a little longer. That Sunday broke me into pieces, but looking back now, years later, it was the day he rebuilt me, stronger, braver, ready to drive through whatever came. Next, because he taught me the most important lesson of all. Love doesn't end when someone leaves the passenger seat, it rides with you forever. Thanks for listening to my story. Family. If this touched your heart even a little, drop a like, share it with someone who needs it, and comment one block at a time below. Hug your people tight today. You never know when an ordinary morning might change everything. See you in the next one. Stay strong,